And I got me a couple new Lodge carbon steel skillets. I think they're going to be a lot like cast iron, which I've been using for 50 years. So I'm going to do a little comparison. We're going to throw down 2 fillets. We're going to sear them with some garlic, onions, and herbs. Do a butter baste at the end. So let's get cooking. We're going to use similar size skillets. My old trusty favorite for 50 years, cast iron, and a carbon steel. And we'll just give her a good scrub. Now, of course, this is pre-seasoned. It's kind of rough like they're cast iron, which doesn't bother me a bit. I've been having a lot of success on a couple new Lodges with the factory seasoning. Kind of go to them more frequently, to tell you the truth. So they cook fine once you learn how to control some heat. Let's turn the hot water on, get this soap rinsed off. And when I dry things off, I have them shop towels, you know, the ones that come up out of the box like a magic rabbit. They don't have any lint. You don't want your oil smoking. That's what builds up that carbon, and I'm sure it'll do the same on this carbon steel. So this avocado oil, which is pretty cool on this particular version, it tells you right here, turn up the heat up to 500 degrees. I'll just use a tablespoon measure here to keep it fair. If you watch my channel, you probably notice I very seldom measure anything. I just do it from experience. Pinch of this, whatever. Well, I guess we better put some fire under these. Being this carbon steel, I'm suspect it's going to heat up fast. I'm going to be close to low on this one. I need to be just below medium, probably 3/4 of the way from low to medium. You get the medium, even that 500 degree oil will be smoking, and I'm telling you, you just don't want to do that. I've learned that the hard way. That's what messes up your cast iron. I salted them, put them on a shop towel to pick up some of the juices. Here a few videos ago, I did a little review of the Typhur. These are them cool wireless probes. They work good. You just grab a piece of meat and stick it in there. It goes in like butter. Let's put one in the other one too. But I have a link on that video where I did the review, and you can save 10% if you wanted to pick yourself up one. So far, they've been spectacular. I mean, they just work, and they're so easy to use. Has that cool base unit. See that smoke? I'm just above low. I gotta turn this baby down. I figured it would heat up a lot hotter. If it's hot to there where I can't keep my finger on there, we're probably good to go. Yep, that's just right. You don't want that to be a rolling boil, because you'll end up messing up your seasoning. If you got a well-seasoned cast iron skillet and you don't have that carbon buildup, that water shouldn't do a single thing to that. There's not going to be any of them black flecks coming off, flecks. You know what I mean, them little chunky things that look like real big chunks of pepper. I turned her way down. You guys keep an eye on that for me while I'm over here messing around with stuff, because if it starts smoking, I need to turn it down some more. Well, that we could probably actually turn up a smidge. So let's turn that one up a little bit. We don't want a rolling boil, but we want it simmering on the higher end. So let's just put one down in here and see what happens. Oh, that sounds good. And we'll put one down in here. They're both searing. Imagine that. I know a lot of you put your pan all the way on high and get a lot of that smoke rolling, clouds of smoke. If that's the way you want to do it, here again, I am not trying to tell you how to do things. I'm just showing you how it works for me. Because when I do that, I end up, my pan's all screwed up. I got carbon built up because stuff's splashing around the edges. I just don't want to go there. This is plenty hot enough to sear a piece of meat. I always just press these down. Of course, you could use a meat press, which I have some, but who wants to wash all that stuff up when you can use a pair of tongs, just put a little pressure on her. Now, the only thing I do that pre-salt, and I will hit it with a little black pepper. Oh, look what that pepper's doing when it's hitting that oil. Never seen that happen before. Interesting. Think that means something? I don't know. It did look a little different than normal, because it didn't do the same thing. You can just see the pepper flakes. That kind of made that oil do something. We're still pretty hot, and I'm almost all the way on low. But let's roll with it. I would assume it'll self-release, which that's already released. Let's see. Oh, we're kind of along pretty nice. I usually do the flip back and forth method. So we're kind of medium, maybe on the medium rare a little bit. So I like to cook things slow and just do the flip back and forth method. Now see the cast iron, it's not quite there yet. I might have this one a little bit cooler, but that's all right. Just have a little patience. That thing's not going to pull off. If I grab that and pull it off, there'll be a chunk of meat stuck to my pan. I don't want that. I'm going to turn that all the way down to low. I mean, that might be too hot of a burner for that stuff. I don't know. All right, I got to disclose a mistake I made. I was turning the potatoes down instead of the carbon steel. I got the dowels mixed up. I'm not reshooting this. This cost me 60 bucks for these hunks of meat. You're just going to have to use your imagination. Now I got to turn down. This is this one and that's that one. It always happens. Just don't get excited. That's the main thing. Who cares? This one's 61, which is that one over there, and this one is 81, which is the one in the cast iron. So the one in the cast iron is already internal temperature 20 degrees more than the carbon steel, which is a little bit surprising. Look at that. Nice sear. Let's flip that baby over and get this side done. What do you think? This one coming loose yet? Yeah, there we go. Oh, we got a little piece there. Nope. Let's see what, oh, that looks pretty good. Do the same to this one. I can't believe I did that with the dowels. I'll tell you, some days you just wonder about your fine self. I think if you just soften them up a little bit in water, since I wanted to make them big and chunky, it's like perfect sear on there. Even though I messed up, it still looks good. Give this cast iron one a look, see? Let's see. Oh, that one's not ready. See how that's stuck? Just all in a little bit of feel. I'm going to let that one go. I don't want to rip the meat apart after I'm trying to get a nice sear on it. As I'm sitting over here trying to operate my own stove, do me a favor in them comments. Let me know how you like to do your steaks. Do you do this sear deal? Do you do reverse sear? Do you do the flip? I mean, how do you do it? Just let me know down there in the comments, because I'm pretty impressed right at the moment with this carbon steel. I think it works pretty good so far. We'll turn her up just about a dot and a half. You just don't want it smoking like I had it in the beginning because I'm turning the wrong dowel. Oh dear. Dear, dear, dear. A little salt and some pepper. So my Typhur went off. It's saying it's at 141. That's on this one. So let's take a look. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's sear the edges now. And surely this one's about ready. Yep, there we go. See how that came right off of there? We got a decent sear on that side. We can get some of that oil moved around. Cast iron and maybe carbon steel. That's working good. I like to put a good bit in there because I do the butter baste. I don't know about you, but man, this butter basting is a way to go. Now, that one's not quite hot enough. Does anybody remember which one's which? I think it's this one. Turn that up just a little bit, get that butter going. But look at that. There's nothing stuck to the bottom of that. I'm impressed. Nothing stuck to the bottom of this one. I'm going to go ahead and put this in. It's just shallots, rosemary, thyme, and about 3 cloves of garlic in each one. We're trying to do them pretty much identical. Get this mixed in. Now, if you like rosemary and thyme, I'm telling you, it's my absolute favorite way to do steak now with them shallots and garlic. You can eat it if you want, but just that butter basting with that, it's just absolutely delicious. I really wish you all could somehow smell this. I mean, this is making my belly growl. I'll be. Look at that. I can see an advantage there. That hand, I mean, it's warm. I can hold it. So if I want to butter baste this, I can just tip this at me and baste that right on there. Let's do a little more butter baste. Put some of them goodies on there. Alright, that one should be done to my wife's liking. So I think what I'm going to do for right now, I'm just going to turn this one off. Let's throw a couple of them goodies on there. Oh, ooh, baby. There's always one way to tell if you like them. Take a bite. Oh, those aren't getting browned. Soft, but not falling apart. So I think they're good. So I'm just going to put this one on a plate and let it rest. And I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing on mine, because I don't like mine as well as my wife. Let this one rest as well. Typhur probes, I'm telling you, makes it easy. That works really great. I'm going to put some onions, scallions actually. That right there is a couple beautiful steaks. We'll let these rest. I think them boys and girls down there at that Tennessee foundry where they make this lodge stuff, they just have that factory seasoning down to a fine science. So the nice part about these probes, they just pull right out there. There it is, carbon steel. First time I used one in like 20 years. I think it did a pretty nice job. See what she looks like. Oh, look at that, would you? That's exactly how I like them. Just medium. Little pink inside. That looks pretty swell. Go ahead and pull this one out. See how easy them come out of there? My wife likes hers like medium, but towards the well side. So let's see, with that Typhur, we should have it figured out. Look at that. That is really beautiful. I mean, they turned out perfect. Let's throw some taters on here. Let's say we just try to get all fancy and put them right between them two hunks of meat. Let's cut off a piece and see what it tastes like. Nice and tender. That is, that is amazing. Small carbon steel skillet did a fine job. I haven't busted out the new big one here yet. Cook that steak up just the same as cast iron. You keep that heat down, you'll be successful. That's really what it's all about. So as always, I appreciate you supporting my channel, watching my content, commenting about how good this is when you try it. And you know, just bust it out and keep cooking.